Well, I am back from a trip from Cincinnati, and I'm just getting mentally back. Um, I've got to tell you a story about what happened when I got into my TV again for the first time since I've been back. I have house sitters that stay at my house and take care of my house while I'm gone. And today I decided, let me see what I have on the TV. If there's anything on YouTube that I could watch, and uh, and I clicked on it, and I saw that one of the new Netflix icons was my last house sitter. No, actually, it's the one before. And I sometimes I'm snoopy, and I wanted to see what subscriptions they had. Have you ever done that? Just kind of been curious as to what other people subscribe to on YouTube. It was YouTube, it wasn't Netflix. And so everything on there was about fashion, it was about lashes, it was about all these other things. And then I switched over to my channel and I saw the stuff that I have. Every time I go on any trip, I make sure that I pause all of my history of YouTube and wipe it out so that no one sees what kind of subscriptions I have. Um, they would definitely think that I'm a little strange by the subscriptions. So I don't know what kind of subscriptions you guys have, but um, I've got a lot of cryptid stuff on there. I've got a lot of out out of this world stuff, a lot of weather stuff, just a lot of strange stuff, obviously hypnosis. So anybody would go on my subscription channel and they probably go like, what the hell? What is this? So if you're one of those, give me a thumbs up that you have strange subscriptions on your YouTube too. So yeah, I'm learning a lot of things too. So Martine, hello. Art of Pain, hello. Uh, Thanks for being here today. So I'm glad I'm back. I love my trips when I take the trips out to wherever. I just came back from Cincinnati. I was pleasantly surprised by Cincinnati. I really didn't know what to expect from Cincinnati, but I loved their murals. Uh, they have um, gentrified the whole area. It's looking really much nicer, I guess, than it used to. You can see that they're really putting a lot of work into making the buildings newer and beautiful, beautiful art on the sides of the buildings. I couldn't get enough of that. I kept taking pictures. So, hi there, W. Grady and Cicero. Thanks for joining me. It's always nice to have you here. I know the folks in Europe, this is pretty late for you. I am live, Lorena. I am. And Debbie, hello. I am, the funny thing is that as soon as I unpacked, I started packing again because I am, let's see, um, I am going back to another flight. I'll be in Phoenix. And, this is, hold on one second. Yeah, we've got some stuff here. Okay. I don't have any moderators, so I have to do it myself. So, anyway, I'm getting ready for Phoenix. This the stuff that went on in Cincinnati was beautiful. I had my gathering there, and when I do my gatherings, I do it for the people. I do it for them to be to know each other, to learn a lot of stuff there, and it was really beautiful. I had my first gathering of the year in Miami in February, then just Cincinnati, and next it'll be Phoenix. And um, I'm getting really excited about that because the energy of the room is so amazing. And I can never describe what happens at a gathering. There's a lot of learning, especially in the afternoons. I teach them a lot of different new techniques for them to manifest their future selves, a successful version of themselves, and everybody participates. So it's a beautiful thing. Let's see what we have here. Lorena just discovered me. Well, there's a lot of videos out there for you to watch. And yeah, oh, Nellie, I remember her. Yeah. Um, that was a long time ago. Let's see what else. Hi is here. Thanks for all the good work. I'm hoping in the future I will get to have a QHHT session. Well, it won't be with me because I don't do QHHT. That's one of the things I have to keep reiterating to people when they find my work. I do hypnotherapy. I do not do QHHT sessions. If you want to have a session with me, that's fine, but please don't expect me to be doing a QHHT session. And, I had a session today, and when I finish with the sessions, I'm a little loopy myself because it takes me a while to get back from my trance. And today's session was no different. It was very, very intense. Uh, this is what it feels like when you finish a session with me, anyway. Not everybody, but I feel it too. When you wash clothes and you put it through the last cycle is the spin cycle. That's what it feels like. When you come out of a session, it's like, whoa, what was that? And you feel drained. There's a lot that has happened, and it includes me too, because um, I have gone through the roller coasters of emotions with you. Today's session was a session. It not that it was bad. It was just challenging because when the person she said one thing which was really important. She says, please don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. And I don't give up on people. When I first started, I did, because I didn't have that confidence in myself, but now I do. And I know that it gets to a point where they'll finally let loose. And this woman was having a real challenge moving forward. She had this major block. And with me, what happens, and if you guys are mediums and psychics, you've been doing this for a while, you kind of know how this works. All of a sudden, this idea just comes into your mind, which comes out of nowhere. You have no reason why you're thinking that, but it comes to you. And when I'm doing my sessions, that's what happens. All of a sudden, it opens up for me, and I see what's going on. In the case of today's session, there was child abuse there. She was molested, and she was made to do things that no child should have to do. And if you've watched my sessions, beings, whether they're alive or they're deceased, can connect to your energy. It could be because of obsession, it could be because of control, whatever the reasons, but they connect to you. And that stops you from moving forward. It actually is a block. And this is something that I go over in my workshops, how to go beyond that. So today, she was at a complete standstill, wasn't moving forward. And of course, a lot of people, the first thing they say is, I'm not deep enough. I don't care whether you're deep enough or not. Just do what I ask you to do and move forward. And all of a sudden, I realized what was going on. And we took care of it. And that was a big release. That was a real big release. So, yeah, the sessions, when I finish with them, I am as tired because I go through the emotions with them. I don't get upset, but the emotion, it's like watching a movie, and you're watching a violent movie. You're going to be affected by it. So, yeah, all of my sessions are different. They're all unique. And when you come to a session with me, expect the unexpected, because your soul is guiding this. I'm not. And that's how it works. You will get to whatever the conclusion you need to get to that day. And every session is different. So I, I can't guarantee everything is going to be taken care of because you will come for a certain reason, and that's what we deal with in the sessions. So, getting back to my trips, because some of you have just come. Hi, Kathy. Let's see. Kathy says, have to take a lot of naps since I got back from the gathering for some reasons. Hopefully, for a session with you again. Kathy did have a session with me. I think it was 500 something. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. But Kathy did go through some stuff during the gathering. There's a period of time in these gatherings in which I will do mini sessions. Like they could be 5 to 10 minutes long and just zero in on what's going on with the person. And there's Robin. And so when they're doing their activities, emotions come up, things come up that they don't expect, and I'll go in there, I'll zero in, and we'll work on that issue. So a lot of people have experienced little mini sessions with me, even though they haven't come to a hypnosis session with me. And Kathy, thank you for being you. Thank you for being there and bringing your partner with you. That was a pleasure. And for those of you who are thinking of going to a gathering, don't hesitate. There's only a certain amount of seats available. I keep them small, and because I can't handle that many people when I'm doing these mini sessions. So there's only a certain amount of people that I can work with in a day, so that everybody gets an opportunity to talk and all of that. And yeah, that's what we do. Clara, hi. Clara's in Montana. Thinking of you these days, missing you too. Yeah, I miss you too. And what's next says, what do you do? Are you a psychologist? No, I'm a hypnotherapist. And that's what I do. And if you're on my live, just go to my website, albaweinman.com. And there's almost 700 sessions there where you can see my work. So those of you who are new, thank you for joining. And so I'm getting excited about going to Phoenix. That's my next stop. And then after Phoenix, I come back. I'm going to take a break. I have promised my guides that I am going to take a break. So there will be no sessions in April. I have to get myself centered and grounded again. And then in May, I go to Maryland to co-teach with Antonio Sangio for the introspective hypnosis class that's going to be in Bon Secours Conference Center in Maryland, Marriottsville, Maryland. I'll be there for a week, and then I come back and we'll start doing sessions. So Debbie says I missed out on Cincinnati. So yeah, so that's what's going on. I had to stop a call there. So Kathy said, it's a pleasure to see you, Alba, and everyone. Yeah, it was a pleasure for me too. It was a lot of fun. Keep getting a call. So I got to tour a little bit, and for those of you who've been to the gatherings before, either on Zoom or live, in any other place, my niece always goes with me. My niece Lori, and she's really cool. She's totally opposite than I am, and it's nice to have her that yin and yang thing. She likes to tour, she likes to try new things, and she pushes me to do things that I don't usually do. So one of the things she pushes me to do is to walk, and she was in New York for about 30 years, and she really enjoyed. Hold on one second. There we go. She really enjoys walking, and she doesn't get to do that in Miami because in Miami they don't walk. You're a fool if you start walking around Miami because it's very dangerous. So she gets me to go out there and walk a lot. So by the time the gathering comes, I just want to sit. And so I enjoy that. And for those of you who have met Lori, I'm sure that you enjoyed her company. She's kind of She's kind of funny, and she keeps me in check because everything that we do in the gatherings are timed. There's a time for everything because there's so much to get in an 8-hour event. So she keeps me in check. If I'm talking too much, then she cuts me off and she says, "Okay, we're running out of time," and so everything is timed because I want to make sure that everybody gets all the activities in, that they learn all of the lessons that I'm there to teach, and it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. I think everybody enjoys it. And at the end of the day, we do a group hypnosis session, and some people get to share their experiences, and it's just a lot of camaraderie. And when you get there, you don't know anybody, and then when you leave, you've got new friends. So that's what all of these gatherings are about. So one more in Phoenix. I have no idea what's going to happen after that because I've got a baby granddaughter being born soon, and after that, I don't know. So if you get a chance to get something in, to get an opportunity to be at one of my events, do it because I don't know when the next one's going to be. Okay. Kathy says Alba and Lori are a great team. Thank you. Yeah, I feel it. She's really good. And Sincere said the gathering in Miami was magically transformational. Thank you. Thank you. What is your name, Sincere? Just put it in there so I can remember who you are. So does anybody have any questions for me? I just wanted to jump in here. Oh, Clara says, you healed my foot pain and my throat is cleared up too after the last session with you. Utterly grateful for your help and knowledge, for your love and your magical fairy dust. Much love. Thank you. Oh, Sincere is Natalie. All right. Clara, I love you very much. Clara has had a session with me before. She's had 2 sessions, and she also trained for hypnosis. So I got to spend a week with Clara. That was wild. So love you too, Clara. I have been pretty much just trying to get back to my life here in Florida. It's been cold here. It hasn't been as warm as I expected. It was actually warmer in Cincinnati than it's been in Florida, which is weird. But hopefully, in a few weeks, I'll be able to get out there and do some work around the yard. For those who have been here, they know this yard is really big and there's a lot to do. And so I want to get out there and do stuff. I walk around the yard, it's like, oh, I got to get to that, and I've got to get to that, and I've got to get to that. But if I'm doing sessions, that takes up my whole day. So that's how it goes. So, yeah, I just wanted to cover with you the Phoenix to go out there and sign up, because this is what happens. It's really funny. People don't sign up until the very last minute. And then when they try to sign up, it's already booked. So, hey, Georgette, thank you. There she goes, after I left. Yeah. Anytime anybody leaves my house, it's an experience, but thank you for joining me. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Boy, there's a lot of crazy stuff on here. So anyway, Faith says, I really hope to have a session with you this year. I'm in England. I don't know if I'm going to go to England this year. With all the politics going on, I'm a little hesitant, but we don't know. We don't know what's going on. And I usually go to England either in October or May. So May is kind of out of the question already. I've already planned for May. So we'll see what happens. I was going to put a poll out there and ask people if you wanted to have a gathering in your area, if you felt that there was a lot of activity with other people who'd be interested, to let me know where. But of course, people tell me things like, hey, Bombay, India, where I only have like maybe two subscribers. So I need to get ideas from you all as to where you want me to go to next. I'm trying to to do parts of the country. I've already done the East Coast, the Midwest, and I'm going to be doing kind of the West. So anyway, I'm in Australia. I think they would give, yeah, I'm not going that far to Australia. Not this year anyway. So Lorraine, it'll have to be a different area. DT says Atlanta, possibly. Atlanta, I have a lot of subscribers from Atlanta. California, Divine Love, where are you in California? Are you north or are you south, middle? What part of California are you in? Kodiak, Alaska. North. Well, I do have ideas of going to Northern California, and this is why. This is the book, The Voice of Bigfoot. Look at all the tabs. The author of this book, Sherry, lives in Mount Shasta, and I have a good friend in Mount Shasta, near there anyway, who I'd like to see, and perhaps I'll think about going to that area. Connie says Lancashire, UK, Long Island. Do you Zoom sessions? Lorena, yes. If you go to my channel, you'll see that at least half of them are done over Zoom. Denver, there are rumors of Bigfoot in our mountains. Yes, I've heard that too. Donna says, hello from Eugene, Oregon. Hi. And that is where Mike Bodowitz is from. He's the author of the other Sasquatch book. I think you may know each other. So, yeah, I would like to go back to that area. I did have a gathering a while back in Portland. No, was it Portland? No, Spokane, Washington. Cosmic Ocean says, I have heard a Yeti. What did it sound like? They either do screams or grunts or something. Faith says, keeping an eye on the newsletter, and we'll wait for Spirit to set the date. My next newsletter is coming out on Sunday, April 6th, and I will have some sessions available. Donna says, I've seen the cryptids car in town. I don't think cryptids have cars. Yeah. Scotland have Sasquatch, I believe. Interesting. I think they're everywhere. Someone says, I wonder if you could tell us some of what the MK Ultra victims are going through. You mentioned that you don't post their stories. I just wonder a lot how we can help them all. I do not do sessions on MK Ultra victims. That is something that I have set my boundaries on. MK Ultra is a program that has been done by people who have implanted suggestions that are very hard to get through. And so that is not my specialty. But the reason I'm telling you about child abuse cases is because I have found that a large majority of people, I didn't know this before, a large majority of people have had some sort of abuse when they were little. And it could have been parents, it could have been grandparents, an uncle, a cousin, a counselor, a camp counselor. There are a lot of people out there that are abusing children, and it shows. Okay, so that is, I differentiate MK Ultra with just people who have had abuse. I will not do MK Ultra victims because that is a totally different level of therapy, and I just don't do it. So thank you for the question, yeah, I don't post their stories because it's bad. Um, so Donna says, I'm one of those people, parents, neighbors, best friends, father, random men in my neighborhood. Yeah. Uh, Unfortunately, that's what's going on. And so when you come to a hypnosis session with me, uh, since I have the skills to handle it, that's what we deal with, because I always ask the soul to take you to where it is that you need to heal. I don't set an agenda as to where you're going to go, but your soul, since it feels safe with me, will take you there so I can help you. If you go to another therapist that perhaps isn't capable of helping you, that may not come out in a session. So Valerie says lots of history and sightings of big man in Alaska. hmm They go by lots of different names. I listen to so many channels now. If you've listened to me talk before, um, I will go every night. I go to different channels. I enjoy Cryptids Canada. I love her channel. Um, Pine Box Tales is another one. Uh, Buckeye Bigfoot is another one. Tattooed Biker is another one that I go to. And he was sick for a while, so he doesn't have any. Let me see if I can find the other ones. There's one more that I look at. Let's see. Yeah, Cryptids Canada. I can't think of the other one. Something about strange. Something strange. I've been listening to him lately. If I could find it, I'll tell you. Let me see. Strange things, or I always like to tell people different channels. Oh, Talk About Strange is the channel. That's another one. And yes, they are indeed interdimensional. Um, Donna says, by the way, oh, it's a car that says Bigfoot Research with cryptid lights and plates. Okay. Have you watched the series Bigfoot? It's fascinating. Nope, I have not. No. I don't know if that's on YouTube or TV. I don't have any TV channels, so I don't watch that. But I do find it fascinating that there are so many other beings besides ourselves on this planet. And we're not talking about insects and things like that. There are so many beings on this world, and we are all waking up to the fact that we're not alone. And as the veil thins, we're starting to see more of them. So who knows what's going to happen as that veil thins a little bit more. Cynthia asks, how long have you been a hypnotist? I started hypnosis in 2013, studying it. Since 2014, I've been doing hypnosis. The Art of Pain says we only see 10% of what's around us with our flesh eyes, and that's true. Yeah, we have never felt alone. And as our guidance system gets more and more refined, you could feel things more than you did before. I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, and we did have a guidance system, but now it's really, I feel it's sharpened on a lot of people, and you could feel things that are around you. So Valerie says, I think seeing is not believing anymore, but believing is seeing. Yeah. And Dr. Wayne Dyer actually had that saying, believe it and you will see it, I think is what. Jane is here. Hello, Jane. Nice to have you here. So Cicero, I have no idea what you're saying. I know you've left a lot of messages. I may have to go back tomorrow when I could see these messages and put them on DeepL, because I only speak English and Spanish. So Donna says, I love you, Alba, and I'm grateful for all that you do to help and heal and awaken the planet. I could only do it one person at a time um, to do my sessions, but please take advantage of my gatherings. The gatherings are not just to sit around and talk with each other. We do really intense work there because I feel that that's the best way that I can spread my knowledge and spread my love with all of you, to be up there. But, I'm putting myself out there for you. It's up to you to come and see me. Debbie says, when you let go of fear, you open up more. Yeah. And when you're in the flow, and that's another thing that is really important when you're going to be doing hypnosis, when you're going to receive a hypnosis session, is you've got to be in the flow. You've got to just allow whatever comes to you to come, not fear and not expect anything. So Jane says, love every one of your sessions. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys knew how many more sessions there are out there, it's crazy. I don't know if I said this with you or if I said it with somewhere else, but the other day I was doing some organizing of my files, and I wanted to make sure that when I filed away my hard drives with all of my information, that I knew what was on there. And I started going through how many sessions I've done. And holy smokes, it was crazy because when I first started doing hypnosis back in 2014, 15, 16, 17, even into 2018, I was doing 2 sessions a day. And these sessions, about 4 hours for me to interview, do a little coaching, and then do the session. And so I saw how many people I had sessions with. It was just blew my mind. So now at this age, I'm slowing down a lot, and I have to continue slowing down. That's why I want to put myself out there more in group settings where I can do that. So let's see what else we have here. Cynthia says, where can we have a session with you? I'm sure a lot of you can answer that for her. Cynthia, the only way to get a session with me is by subscribing to my mailing list. You go to my website, albaweinman.com. There is a tab there somewhere, depending on if it's on the phone or on your laptop, and it says hypnosis, and then go down to newsletter, and you need to subscribe to the mailing list. And I put out an email out, a newsletter, once a month, and on there are links for online sessions and a link for in-person sessions in Florida. And those links only work for that month, for that one calendar. The next month is a different calendar. So it's a first come, first serve basis, which means there's many people on the mailing list trying to get a session at the same time. So the first one in gets the session. And you have to put a deposit in, and then you're given the date and the information. So that's how you get a session with me. It's basically divine timing. I used to, when I first started, I was able to just sign people up, but I can't do that anymore. There's just too many people wanting sessions. Donna says, I've seen every one happen upon them. Don't believe in chance. In 2021. Wow, you've seen a lot of sessions. Do you have any opinions on DMT and or spicy? I have no idea what spicy is. DMT, are we talking about the psychedelic stuff? I don't get into any of that stuff. Susan says, your sessions are golden and everlasting with healings and new life insights for everyone. Thanks. The expanding gifts are unlimited. I am so grateful. Thank you. I'm grateful for you all watching, because I wouldn't be who I am without you. Wendy says, how much time do you think we have left, ma'am? Everybody is living in a different time, okay? Your life is as long as your soul decides for it to be long. So that is a question nobody can answer. That has to be different. How much time do you think we as a collective have? I have no idea. The most important thing that I tell everybody is live every single day, every single moment on purpose. Don't worry about what's going on tomorrow and how much time we have left. You can go out the street right now and get hit by a bus, and that's it. So don't worry about what happens tomorrow. Be the best that you are today. Donna says, I had my psychedelic era in my mind, in my maybe mid-20s after my mom transitioned. I'm 50 in July. Valerie says, I keep missing those days. Today I asked Alexa to give me a reminder on April 6th. Does it open that morning or midnight the night before? When I send out the newsletter, which is usually on mornings, it stays open for as many sessions as there are, and then that's it. When there's no more sessions, that's it. Donna says, your hair looks mid? I don't know what that means. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, to get a session with me, you just have to, it's just look. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm lightening it a little bit. It's going lighter because it's, you know, at this age, it's hard to keep up with the grays, really hard. And it seems the older I get, the faster they come out and the whiter they are. So I've thought many times of going gray, but I don't know. I can't do it. So now I'm going a little lighter. I think it's okay. Valerie, so I will check early morning since Alaska is 4 hours behind. Yeah. I'm not 45. I am actually, how old am I now? I'm 68. That's how old I am. So yeah, I'll be 69 in October. So I can't wait. Every year I get excited about getting older and older. I know some people are the opposite, but to me, all of these wrinkles and everything, I earned them, and I feel really good about every year that I have, because I feel that every year that I have more knowledge, more information, more wisdom, more confidence, more patience. I see the world differently as I get older, and yeah, that's what it is. So I feel really good. What wrinkles? You see? There are wrinkles there. Dang, you look great. Age is just a number. Yeah, that's right. Our faces have a map of our life. Yeah. So it says, yeah, somebody says you're aging very well. I don't look my age either. Perhaps we're aging backwards. You know, my family doesn't tend to age very quickly. My mother had a very youthful look. She was 93 when she passed. And all of my cousins are, you know, they are aging beautiful. So I think it's in the DNA. So, and of course, it's your attitude too. It will be written on your face. Connie says, I've followed you for many years before COVID. I especially love the lady. I think her name was Geraldine. Yeah. She has her own channel, and I don't keep track of my clients anymore or what they're doing. So you could look her up. Bolt says, hi, Alba, love what you do. My wish list is to come see you for a much needed session. Thank you for all you do. Much love from Australia and New Zealand. Well, you don't have to come see me. You could do this over Zoom. So, yeah. Everyone remember to hit like double tap screen. What does that mean? Double tap screen. I do like to learn new things. How do you feel about assisted crossing over in the terminally ill? By assisted crossing over, I would say sitting by their bed and loving them and holding their hand. There is everything that happens to you at the end is very important. And it's really important for you to be conscious and understand that you are dying when you are dying. Okay? So the more I do this, the more I realize how important death is and that death should be natural. So subliminal and meditation says, how can we get an appointment with you? Does somebody want to write what it is? Because I don't want to say that again. Okay. Manchester says hello from a little turquoise dragon. Oh, Mariana. Much love to you. Yes, when I see Manchester, I think about you. Jane is in the UK. I would love one day to experience one of your sessions. One day, you know? So, like I said, I'm not sure when I'm going back to the UK. I love doing gatherings in London. That was fantastic. Alba, are there any reservations? I'm Arab and I would like a hypnosis session. No, but you know, if you speak Arabic, I have a colleague in Egypt. Her name is Shahira Galal, and you can look her up on either YouTube or Facebook, or just look up her name, and she is a very good hypnotherapist, and she is in Egypt. She speaks Arabic. Do you believe we have to go to the light or avoid it? I believe in God. I believe that we do go back to God. There are many different people saying that it is a false light. I do not believe that. So no, when you go to God, okay? So have you ever had a past life regression? Many of them. Yes, I have. Yeah. And not so much past life regression. I have had a more of a past life therapy session, which is not just past life regression. The last teacher that I trained with was Dr. Jose Luis Kabuli, and he is in Spain. He teaches his work in Spanish, and Dr. Kabuli is an Argentinian who used to be a surgeon, and he actually does hypnosis sessions like surgery of the soul. He does not use an induction. An induction is when they relax you, you know. He does not use an induction. He goes right in, takes care of business, and gets right out. So I have had many of those sessions when I was training with him. And for those of you who have taken hypnosis before or are practicing hypnosis, I would recommend training with Antonio Sangio to learn introspective hypnosis. And after you learn introspective hypnosis, you could learn to do past life therapy, because he teaches it in English. But it's best to learn introspective hypnosis to get all of the tools and then learn that. Leah says, I'm late, but here. Love you, Alba. Thank you for your beautiful light. Thank you for being here. Is there an average number of past lives people have had? I can't answer that, because they're not really past lives. That's just a saying. We don't live in the past or the future. Everything is happening now. For those of you who understand how computer networks work, I want to give you this analogy. Imagine that you have a computer, a central computer that has all this information, okay? That computer, let's call that your spirit. And then you have many, many, many computers connected to it, maybe through the cloud, okay? Every computer that's connected to it is a lifetime. And those are different souls. Your spirit has many different souls that are living in bodies. Whatever happens in one lifetime is going to be like a virus affecting the main computer, which then affects all of the computers hanging off of it. Okay? So when we go into a past life regression and the person is dealing with an issue that just came up, Maybe they're having a backache and they don't understand why. Once we realize where the virus was, what lifetime, which computer has the virus, and we take care of that issue, it now affects all of them. It now helps all of them. So in my case, I don't just go to a past life, to one of the computers. I just don't go there for information. Many other hypnotists do hypnosis sessions just for information. They want to write books, they're curious, they just want to know what you were in a past life. That's not what I do. When I have a client, we're going to go to the origin of where these issues began, and it could be in this lifetime or it could be a different lifetime. So we take care of that. It's almost like we're the antivirus and go in there and take care of that issue. I hope that's helped you, but that's the way that I can describe it. So the other thing is, as you are watching my sessions, it's also reminding your soul, and it may be doing some healing on your own soul's memory. And a lot of people will tell me that they feel like they've gotten a lot of relief just by listening to other people. Cosmic Ocean says, Alba, are you aware of Chelonic Science? Have you ever read the Voyagers books? No, I have not. Connie says, I'm fascinated with attachments like a knee pain. And it's not really attachment to your body, it's to your auric field. And usually you attract entities that are the same vibration. Do we pick our parents and make decisions before coming here? Absolutely. Yes. Your soul, what is that book? I think it's Dr. Robert Schwartz wrote a book. Let me see if I can find him. Well, you guys can Google it yourself. Dr. Robert Schwartz wrote a book. I can't think of his name right now. And he wrote a book about how the soul really planned everything out before we were even here. So yes, we do pick our parents. And usually what I've noticed in a lot of my sessions is that those who are light workers, who maybe need to get through all of their stuff to do their mission here, pick the hardest boot camps. They pick the hardest parents. And it's amazing how, they say in their own session, I picked them because they needed love. I came here because they needed me. They needed my love. So unfortunately, when you get here, then you forget. And, then you say how terrible, you become a victim. So anyway, here we go. Samantha says, I hope I get a chance to get a session one day. I have been wanting one for probably more than 10 years with you. You've been watching me a long time. Donna says, I have full body pain and often wonder if I have entity attachments. But as you've told me before in another live, how do I know? It's a feeling. I don't know until we get there. Could a past life registration be harmful? I think you may mean regression be harmful if the therapist wanted. Nick, you may have to rewrite that because I'm not sure what you're saying. Is it Stefan or Steven? I never know how to say your name. He's always pleasure listening to your session. Thank you. So I think maybe Nick is asking if a regression could be harmful. If the hypnotist is not very confident in themselves, and they may open up a can of worms that they don't know what to do with, and then maybe they stop the session right away. It's not that it could damage them, but it'll leave the person kind of like, what happened? And that actually happened to me many years ago. I told you how old I am. I'm 68. When I was about 23, that's a long time ago. This was it was either in the late 70s or early 80s. My sister, who's much older than I am, decided that she was going to learn hypnosis at an adult education class at a local high school. She just wanted to learn hypnosis. And she came home with a script. And she says, I need a guinea pig. Would you mind trying this? I want to see if it works. And so she came home with this induction, and I started very easily going into a past life. And this past life was very, very shocking to me. I immediately started bawling my eyes out, just crying and crying and crying, because I saw myself as a very big man, not a Sasquatch big, just a big burly man, tall, big, muscular. I was in the Old West, and she kept wanting me to describe the house and stuff, and we just lived in this little cabin out in the middle of the Midwest in the dust, and it was a hard life. I knew I had a big beard and a lot of hair. I was a really big guy. And I had a wife, and I quickly saw her walk by the front door. She had a baby blue, beautiful powder blue dress on with that bustle in the back. So she had that big thing in the back. And she was going by with like a little girl, which I think that probably my daughter. The next scene, I see myself in a wagon, in the back of a wagon. My arms are tied up behind me, and horses are running, and I'm rolling all around the cart, and I'm being taken because they have accused me of something that I've done. And I'm so distraught, so distraught. The next thing I knew, I was being hanged. Okay? And this happened so fast that my sister had no idea what was going on. She had no idea because it happened like so fast. And she didn't know what to do because she was just kind of playing with me. She just wanted to know what it was like to say the induction. And here I went instantly into a past life. Well, that happened when I was in my 20s. That happened in the late 70s or early 80s. So I don't remember when it was. Probably, it could have been 1981, 1982. And that didn't, and I was shocked. And she ripped me out of that. She says, no, open your eyes, wake up. Because she was so scared because I was just hysterically crying. And it didn't rear its little ugly head again until COVID. So we're talking now 2020. In 2020, when all of the mask ordinances came out, that you had to wear a mask, every time I put a mask on, the first thought that I had in my mind is, I'm going to die. And I would hyperventilate. My lungs were hurting so much during COVID. Whenever I had to put a mask on for like even 15 seconds, I was losing it. And everywhere I wore a mask, it was I was hyperventilating because it was such a shock to put this thing on my mouth. So I decided I needed to take care of this. So during my class with Dr. Kabuli, that's what I brought to the session. I said, I want to know why I freak out every time I put the mask on. I went back to that lifetime. My soul took me back to that life. I understood what happened, and I was accused of something I didn't do. So let's correlate this. During COVID, I was not sick. So I was being accused of being sick, and I had to wear a mask, right? So this is what the soul is saying. It was ordered that you wear this thing. When I went up to the gallows, what they did is they put a sack over my head, and I that was the first thing that I felt, was that gasp when they put that sack, and then they put the rope over me, and I was hanged. No trial, no nothing. Basically, um, accused of something and just hanged for it. So I realized that that's why I was freaking out with the mask, because my soul had been fractured there. It was I couldn't accept what had just happened in that lifetime. And when I was asked to put something over my face again, in which I was not sick, I was not guilty of spreading anything. My soul linked it with that lifetime. And so in the session, we were able to get through it and release all of that. So that is what a session will help you with. We don't know why we're feeling certain symptoms, why we're feeling certain things. It doesn't make any sense. Why is it that when you put a mask, my first thought is I'm going to die? Is because your soul is still re-experiencing that over and over again there. So I hope that my experience has helped you understand what I do in therapy, is that we go back to the origin of where this all begins. Okay? Let's see. Lydia says, my daughter's therapist suggested she get past life regression to figure out why she is stuck in something ago many ways. Yeah. In meditation, I received the message that I had agreed to help humanity to upgrade. I was also told how my life is going to change, so I understand that I had planned this before I was born. Yes, correct. Let's see. Going through all of these because I was talking. Natalia says, I can never go into hypnosis, tried it many times. How can I prepare my mind to do it, to learn? Natalia, there is nothing for you to prepare to go into hypnosis. Hypnosis is just like daydreaming. There is nothing you have to do except daydream. I'm sure that you have been driving, or maybe, I don't know where you live, but maybe you take the train. There are times when you may be driving for a long distance and you're just imagining, you're just daydreaming, and you're driving, you're focused, but you're still daydreaming. You don't even know what's going on around you, but you're still driving. And then all of a sudden you wake up from it, you go, oh my God, did I miss my exit, or did I miss my stop? That's what it feels like to be in hypnosis. It is like a daydream. It's not that you go to sleep. It's that all of a sudden you start getting memories in your mind, like imagination. And that's what it feels like. So when you go into hypnosis, I always invite people, if make it up. Use your imagination to make it up, because where is that coming from? Okay. Okay. Oh, Stefan says it's pronounced Stefan. Thank you. How is Sabrina going? Sabrina just had another chemo a couple of days ago, another infusion. She's doing pretty good with them though. Let's see what else. Hit the thumbs up, people, please. Oh, thank you, Magic. Did you ever learn that what you were accused of in that lifetime? It didn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're accused of, because it's the feeling. The most important thing is the feeling of being accused. So no, we don't go deep into what it is, because that's not what matters. What matters is your reaction is what matters. Your perception is what matters, because think about all of these things. I'm going to bring up an idea that doesn't make any sense. Let's say that you have something that goes on in your neighborhood. Maybe somebody tips over a garbage can, a rubbish bin if you're somewhere else. And all of a sudden somebody from the neighborhood comes out and starts screaming at you because you're garbage can has tipped over. Maybe the wind tipped it over, and they start yelling at you and saying, you know, you're terrible. You're a terrible person. You don't take care of your stuff. It has nothing. The garbage can tipped over doesn't matter. What matters is the feeling that you feel when you're accused of something that you didn't do. So that's a simple one, but that's really what you hold in. You hold in, how did that make me feel? How did I physically react to this? How did I emotionally react to this? How did I mentally react to all of these things? Because whether you're doing it in a lifetime, another lifetime, or this lifetime, that pattern is going to keep coming back over and over again. Every time you're accused of something, it's going to bring back memories of when you were accused before. And it could have been when you were a little girl, a little boy. Spicy Pisces says, what word of advice would you give that helped you see this life in a more profound way that may help us? I got old. I lived it. You know, all of us have to go through a dark night of the soul. That's just part of living. We all go through ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. And as you get older, you realize that everything that you've gone through has taught you something. My friend Sabrina and I always talk about this, and it's like, not always think of any situation that's happening. Don't say, why is this happening to me? Because that's a victim mentality. But why is this happening for me? What am I learning from this? And this is something that I do activities when we're in the gatherings. You reverse the victim role. And so when you start saying, why is this happening for me? What's the lesson in this? Then life becomes a lot clearer. It's like, wow, I really needed to learn that. So I would not be the same. I would not be able to speak as confidently as I do now about life had I not experienced it. It's really been there, done that. And so when I see somebody experiencing difficulty, I don't look at them as a victim. I look at them as someone who has chosen their soul, not their conscious mind. Their soul has chosen this challenge to make them more wise, more spiritually advanced, to take them to the next level. So I hope that that helps. Tom says, I ended up being killed for rebelling with a knife, and I no longer fear knives. The answer was forgiveness, yeah. Angelique says, thank you. Can relate with the mask, the lockdowns, the weather catastrophe, so many soul trauma triggers, yeah. Beth says, hi, Alba. Any advice on how to handle family who are now resisting the changes I've made? I've broken these agreements, I guess, and they don't like it. Beth, everything is splitting. You've got to make a choice which way you want to follow your heart, and always pick what your soul feels, okay? It may not be the right choice in the end. Maybe at the end, you'll have learned something from splitting away from family, and maybe at the end, you'll come back, maybe years later, but follow what your soul, what your gut is telling you. And it's hard. It's not easy. I'm so glad I was in northern Norway, says Elena, when those masks came around. In 1 year, so only 6 people using those. Wow, that's amazing. Callan Beauty Cartel says, after my hypnosis session with you, Alba, my entire life changed. Thank you for all you do. Much love to you. Thank you very much. You know, I can't say never. I rarely hear back from people as to what the changes were. And, you know, people leave here and I have no idea whether it's helped them or not. So, you know, if you have had a session with me, just send me a note via my website. Let me know how your life has changed. Do you feel we can heal unresolved issues with someone that has died? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because there is no such thing as death. When your body dies, you're still there. Your conscious mind, well, not your conscious mind, your soul is still there. So whatever has not been resolved, you can write a letter to your loved one. You could talk to them. I have a meditation that I really love to do uh, when I have groups, and that is connecting with your deceased loved ones, and we get to sit down around the table with our loved ones and talk with them. Um, I do that, whenever I have groups, and yes, you could definitely work things out. And of course, you can always see a psychic medium. Um, Sabrina Etheridge is a medium and she does readings. If you want to connect with her, just go to her Facebook page and message her. Sabrina Etheridge, she will help you out. Uh, I don't know where you, Cosmic Ocean, where are you? Are you in the States or are you somewhere else? Just let me know. Let's see. Who else is here? What's the best book you suggest to learn hypnosis? I would not learn hypnosis from a book. I would say uh, the only person that I recommend is Antonio Sanjo, my colleague. Uh, he, my cat just came in. Go to his website, antoniosanjo.com, Sangio. He teaches hypnosis online, and you can do an online course with him. He is an excellent teacher. He will give you all the tools you need to learn hypnosis. So, antoniosanjo.com. So don't read a book and learn from it, because that's not, you can't learn hypnosis from a book. You've got to learn the whole thing and then practice it. So you've got to practice. I often wonder if I actually pick something for me to learn or to happen as a result of free will choice. We have a lot of free will, but in the end, there's a lot of things that we have to learn. Any session your favorite for revealing the big awakening? No. And that's not the kind of stuff that I do anymore. If it comes up, that's fine. But many years ago, I was doing more of the QHHT stuff, where you're asking questions that have nothing to do with the person. They have to do with other things. And I don't do that anymore. I think my time is too limited. I have too limited a time left in my life to help people really resolve issues and help them, like really help them. And I don't like to waste a minute with my clients talking about stuff that has nothing to do with their life. So that's my take on it. So if someone says to me, Alba, I have all these questions I want to ask my higher self, it's like, no, we're not doing that. We are working on your issues, and that's going to take long enough, because that's what I do. That's why your guides have brought you to me to work on this. There's a lot of questions here now. Let's see. I would like to know, I reincarnated with this man again. He treats me so bad, and I can't see the lesson. I love him so much, and he treats me so bad. Yeah, that happens a lot with people who are light workers. They attract narcissists. It's that kind of relationship. You have to learn boundaries. You have to learn to stick up for yourself, really empower yourself. Because if someone treats you badly, it's because you're allowing them to treat you badly. So you have to speak up for yourself or get rid of that toxic relationship, because you deserve to be with someone who loves you. And someone who treats you badly doesn't love you. They're just using you. What else? Hi, Alba. My name is Michael. I used to work with Spiritually Raw a few years back, and we had you on our show. Just want to say hi, Michael. Yes. Leah has been male in many of my past lives. Do you know anything about fire burning ceremony? I do not. That may be a shamanic thing. I'm not a shaman. My entire something is incredibly distant. I've never felt at home, and I've never felt connected here. I even as a child always felt I was from somewhere else. Yeah, me too. And that's normal for a lot of us. And I didn't have this when I was waking up. I woke up in the 80s. There was nothing available. And you couldn't talk about this stuff or else you'd lose your job, you'd lose your friends, you'd lose your family. You could not talk about these issues back in the 80s or the 90s even. So, yeah, a lot of us feel like we're little aliens here and nobody understands us. That's why I do the gatherings, because where would you put a light worker? You would put them in the dark, right? You'd put them in the darkest places. So that's why I like to bring all my lights together and do a workshop with them, because they can see that there's other people just like them that also feel the same way. And isn't that a beautiful feeling? Someone says, I've been single and mostly in the past. Could that be a block from past lives in my heart chakra? Yeah, it could be. What book do you recommend for hypnosis? I don't. Not if you're going to learn. Now, Dr. Robert Schwartz has a lot of books. Brian Weiss has books. I can't think of right now. There's so many. June says, hi, Alba. It was an honor study under you. Thank you. Is it best to resolve issues in our current lives and how our past lives have affected our current existence? When I do sessions, I ask the soul to take you wherever it is that you need to heal. And that is usually when you're young. So, Bolt says, Alba, do you meditate? Not as much as I should, but during my sessions, I consider that a meditation because I am so totally focused and I am receiving just like I would in meditation. I'm totally like, I'm in a different state. So I don't know if you call that meditation or not, but just sitting and doing nothing, it's hard for me. I would rather do a activity meditation. I would love to join your group session in Europe. I'll see when I can get one. Every relationship I've had has been with narcissists. Of course, I'm an empath. You're the one who has to be the one that stops the pattern, because as long as you still accept that behavior, you're going to still receive it. So once you start empowering yourself, they lose their power. Cynthia says, I am so appreciative that we can talk about it now. Yeah, me too. I don't know when I'm coming back to Europe. Bolt says, my grandmother died on the operating table and had a near-death experience in the 50s. She never spoke about it until 2013 after she had a severe stroke. She said that if she spoke of that NDE back then, probably, you didn't finish, but yeah, back then you could not speak of this. You would be put in a loony bin. Donna says, when I'm in nature, at the beach, looking for rocks, I'm meditating. Yeah, that's it. So a lot of the books, if subliminal, you keep book recommendations, look for Antonio Sangio as an author in Amazon. Antonio Sangio is my colleague. And in his books, he talks the whole thing. There's 4 books about hypnosis, about his sessions, about everything like that. So look for Antonio, Antonio. Last name is Sangio, Sangio. Plug that into Amazon. You could buy his books. They are very, very good. Okay? Sandra says, great to see you again after your seminar in Cincinnati. Thank you. Thank you, Cynthia, for putting Antonio's name in there. He has four books, so you can read his books. Samantha says, I used to want to do what you do, but never did. Growing up, I wanted to be a regression therapist. Cynthia, if you still want to be, it's never too late. I didn't start doing this until I was in my mid-50s, so it's never too late. Um, done with on here too long. I know you guys are having fun writing me, but I think it's been too long here already. It's 74 minutes. I really appreciate you all being here. I've got another session coming up tomorrow. Let me see. I'll just give you a hint of what it is. I want to see which one we're up to. The next one is called Healing the Torn Heart. That comes up tomorrow. It's a long one, so get some popcorn. It's over 2 hours. It's online. Don't ask me what it was about. Let me see. I'll give you a hint, okay? Because I've done so many sessions after that one. Okay. She visits 2 past lives in which she communicates with nature. She reunites with her soul family from the Vega constellation and then heals traumas from the womb and childhood. So that is tomorrow's session that is going up. And I hope you enjoy that one. Please make sure comment really nice stuff, thumbs up, all that good stuff, because it does help. I hope you're enjoying my new thumbnails. I've been getting a lot of weird emails saying, I'll help you market your channel better and your thumbnails stink. And so I started putting more stuff on my thumbnails because I realized that other people's YouTube channel, have you ever noticed this is what they look like? You know, like they have their face and they're like making weird noises and weird faces. So I tried to put something up there to grab other people's attentions, because when they look at my thumbnails, they always say they think that the people are dead. Well, they kind of are. They're in a past life. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Come to one of my gatherings. The next one is in Phoenix. Anybody nearby? I hope to see you there. Tell other people about it. You know, they have a great time. So much love. Thanks for watching. Bye.